Before we start, remember if you're absent, and there's two people that were sick yesterday or absent, remember if you go to the website, MrSadler.net, and then you click on grade 9 applied, and you click on homework. There'll be the list here, so this is yesterday's, you can download the lesson, and there's a PDF of what we did yesterday, there's the whole lesson if you need to, okay? So, just a reminder, you can do that as well. I believe, Mrs. Moore, are you nice this year or you're not nice this year?
I'm always nice.
Okay, I knew that. I didn't even have to ask. So if you're kind to Mrs. Moore and say, Mrs. Moore, would I be able to get a copy of yesterday's lesson? She probably could photocopy you one if you really need one too. Okay, so just something to think of for the future. Let's get started on this. View full screen. All right, today is February the 7th. Is that the right date? Okay. Right on? Hello? Hello?
If you guys are planning on getting tickets for the play too, I know like Saturday night is almost sold out, so don't wait too much longer if you want.
Oh, thank you. I was going to say that I forgot that. The play at New York St. Mary's is excellent. It's not just some little rinky-dink thing that they put together. It's actually a really good performance. My daughter's in it this year. Just have to brag, okay? So if you want to see her, that's wonderful. It's always worth the money though to go see. As Mrs. Moore said, I bought every ticket on Saturday night for my whole family because they want to see anyone. So you can thank me for no tickets being there on Saturday night. But there's a lot left on Thursday, Friday. There's still some on Saturday too. Okay. Here we go. Letter A. Letter 2 plus -3 plus minus -4. Okay. All right, Ben, you're going to be up first here, please.
-3.
Hold on, I didn't even answer the question here. Let's start with this here. Okay, so what do you do for this part?
I think I was timing it. So.
Oh, yeah, well, let's just do the adding now. So if there's two things that are negatives and you're adding them, what does that turn into?
Positive.
Well, if you're multiplying though, right? So if you're doing, somebody help me here, he's all spun up, he's doing the wrong question here, okay? If you do a negative plus a negative, it gets more negative, right? So what's -2 and -3? It turns into what?
Positive.
-5. So because they're both that are adding, right? It's going to be -5. Too much first thing in the morning. Dale, I'm picking on you. When I subtract the negative, what does that turn into, please? -5 plus 4. Okay, and we'll go to the back here. Now just wait. I want to say Kevin, is that correct? Kevin. Kevin, what is -5 plus 4? 4 minus 5. Awesome, -1, very good. Now this brings me to a good little segue. All right, if everyone can come to the front once they get organized here. I have a giant number line for you if you need it. So I saw some people do that on the board yesterday, that was awesome. I also have a giant times table for you too. So you can come up and grab a copy and put these in your notes, please, somewhere. So if you ever hear times table, whatever your number line, they're right there for you. Again, you can use that whenever you want to during the test. That's nice. Okay, you can use that in the test. You can use that. You can use that whenever you want, whether you're science, music, or anything. Okay, that's not a cheat sheet. You can use it whenever you want to. Now, before we get on to letter B here, for the people that weren't here yesterday, I'm going to help out here. Okay, so we're going to do our multiplication rules. I'm just, if you were here yesterday and you have this down, you probably don't want to write this down, but if you weren't here yesterday, please get this down because you're going to need this today. Okay, if I have a positive number and I times by a positive number, let's say positive 3 times positive 2. What would positive 3 times positive 2 be? 2 positives are still going to stay as a plus. Okay, so just think, if all three are right, let's say it was 3 times 2, well, that's positive, it's just going to be 6. Okay, so positive times a positive makes a positive. All right, Liam, if I start with a negative, what's a negative and a positive? So the nice rule that Mrs. Moore said yesterday, and I like this one, is that if there's only one negative, sorry, if the signs are different, it's going to be a negative. If the signs are the same, it's going to be a positive. Okay, my rule, I say, well, you start with a negative and you don't switch it, so it stays negative. Okay? Darren, if I start with a positive and I make it negative, what does it turn into, please?
Negative.
Very good. And Emma, if I have two negatives, what's it going to be, please? It's going to be positive. Okay, so we spent the whole day doing this yesterday if you weren't here. But that's sort of the summary for you guys, okay, for this. So if we did like -2 times -3 is a negative, it's going to switch. So you may remember that from grade 8, you may not. If not, we'll remember it right now. Okay. So now we're up to, just wait. I want to say Alan, is that correct? Yeah. Thank you, Alan. Letter B. This is a big, huge question. We're going to -2 times -3 times -4. Okay, so we're just going to do the first part there, please, Alan. What's 2 times 3?
6.
Is it going to be positive 6 or -6?
Negative. Wait, positive.
Positive, because they're both the same sign, right? So negative and negative is going to be positive 6. Okay, so everyone see that, right? 2 times 3 is 6. But since the signs are the same, it's going to switch to positive. Are you good? All right, Caleb, right? -6, sorry, positive 6 times -4 is going to be what, please?
Negative 24.
-24. He's correct. 6 times 4 is 24. And a positive and a negative, switch for negative. Is it worth me spending a little bit of time using the times table and the number line to go through it and see more, do you think, or is that? Okay, I'm going to do letter C first, and then we'll talk with the number line. Okay. Now, please be brave and ask if you don't understand. Okay, especially those people that weren't here yesterday. Okay, so the whole idea, you're timing just like regular, but if the signs are the same, so negative and negative make a plus, and if the signs are opposite, it stays a negative. All right, that's the basic thing we did yesterday for an hour. Okay. Any other questions here? Everyone else is here, right? Okay. Letter C. Emily, that's you, right? Yes? Good, thank you. 15 divided by -3 times -2. Now this one looks frightening, okay? Math looks frightening, this isn't frightening. You just do one thing at a time. Okay, 15 divided by 3. Hello, welcome. Okay, what's 15 divided by 3? Now, is it going to be positive 5 or -5? Right? Okay, well, it's just like here, it's the same thing. Positive and negative is the same thing. So if your signs are different, it's going to be positive or negative. Very good. If that was frightening, okay, we should well. All right, so positive divided by negative changes into a negative. Okay, now finally, Quentin, -5 times 2 is what?
Negative 10. Positive 10. Positive 10.
Okay, it's okay. Now the reason it's positive 10, especially with those who weren't here yesterday, right, because there's 2 minuses, right? Right. There's a lot to that question. It looked easy, but there's a lot to it, so there's a few little steps to make in there. Okay? Okay, any questions before I move on here? Okay. I'm going to do a quick recap of the number line, a quick recap of the times table, then I'll give you guys a little bit of work to do here today. So I'm going to Google here if I can find it. Oops, Google. Now, hopefully everyone knows how to use this, but if you don't, that's this switch pictures. I think this is the one that I used, right? Oh, zoom in. I don't know what to zoom in. Oops, what happened?
Go to Google Docs and paste it in there. You can.
Sure, please do. I'll use a copy. Where are we at? Not you. There we go. me put some date. Thank you for your patience, by the way. Okay, so just to recap how to use the times table, you can use this for multiplication and division. Okay, right? So let's say I'm doing 15 divided by 3. How do we find 15 divided by 3 on the times table? Does anyone know? Well, what you do is you find 15 someplace, so there's a 15. And because you're dividing by 3, that means it's going to be, you look up here and you say it's going to be a 5. So therefore 15 divided by 3 will give you 5. Okay? Same thing if you're doing 9 times 6. Okay, right? You take your 9, you go down to 6. You bring your fingers together, it's going to be 54. Is this all good for people? Just a recap there for that, for how to use it in case not everyone knows or hasn't used it in a while. Okay, there's a good thing. Next, I'm going to go to number line. Try and find my number line. Whoops. Number line. I can do this actually on here maybe. Okay, just a recap in case you need this, and some people will. Okay, so let's say I'm doing. I saw some people did a good job with this yesterday, but just another quick recap to make sure we're all good. So let's say I say to do 2 minus 8. That looks scary, right? 2 minus 8. The number line can do this very quickly for you. When you're subtracting, are we going this way or are we going this way if you're subtracting? Aaron says this way and Aaron is correct. Okay, so this is subtracting. And this is adding. So the way you do this on a number line is you start at -2. And you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the answer would be -6. And that's not cheating, okay, that's okay to use. The one I gave you goes positive 25 to negative 25, I think. There's a few little holes in the middle because of my, that's why I did the hole punch, okay, right? You can use that line, you can use that number line whenever you want. You can use that times table whenever you want, there's no problem with that. Alright, I'm going to pause the video, stop the video. And we're going to do our workspace. So today we're going to change it up a little bit from yesterday. I love working on the board, but you do need some